Welcome everybody to another episode of The Unconventional Path. And today we are sharing, as you see in the title, my 5 favorite female storytellers. It's because of these women that I have been inspired to write and to be able to live out my craft and do what I do. If you hear the list and someone's on the list and you're like, I love them too, let me know in the comments. And if you feel like I missed one, then, go ahead and share as well. So I'm starting off number 1. This is not in any particular order, but I would say that number 1 is a special favorite to me. So Mara Brock AKIL. Everybody knows that CARROLL and Girlfriends are just like together. Like my first play that I wrote, Sarah's Wedding, was inspired by the fact that I love the dynamic of 4 friends that was played out with Girlfriends, and Girlfriends came out when I was in the 10th grade, and I loved the show. I bought the DVDs, I would watch it in college, and I think the things that I love about Mara is that she tells relatable characters. She said something in an interview where she said, characters don't have to be perfect, and she likes to create characters that are relatable, that have flaws, but in the end, they're still a character you want to root for. And when I heard that, I was like, that's the kind of characters I want to write. I want to write characters that are relatable, that are real, that go through situations, that have conflict, but you're still rooting for them and you still want to see them, just strive and do better. So I love Mara for Girlfriends, the game. And another thing that Mara does that I love is the music. And I have added that, whether you've seen Easy Love, my film, or you've seen any of my plays, you know that me and music go hand in hand. I need the beat to drop right at the right moment. And that's what I love about Mara. Like in the game, there was this episode where she was in the elevator and she was telling Duran, I guess it was only me who didn't know. And then like this Beyonce song drops like as soon as she says who didn't know. And it was just like, I just love how the timing with the music, with the characters. I love Mara. Mara did Being Mary Jane, The Game, Girlfriends, definitely in my top 5. If I ever get to meet and work with Mara, you heard it here first. I love the girl. Number 2, GINA Prince BYTHEWOOD. Oh, GINA Prince. I love her. This movie also came out when I was in the 10th grade. Maybe it was something about the 10th grade where I started to be inspired by writing. So Love and Basketball. She wrote Love and Basketball, and I watched that in the 10th grade. I went to the movies with my best friend and my older sister, and I still remember Love and Basketball. And she also did Secret Life of Bees, Beyond the Lights. Not really one of my favorite movies. Like I said, Love and Basketball is still it for me. But in 2022, GINA did Woman King. She partnered with Viola and they were able to bring forth Woman King, and she was the director. And just watching her commitment, I think that's what I love about GINA, the fact that she gets really in with the characters in the pre-production phase of, she was working out in the gym with all of the women from Woman King, making sure, showing them like how she would want them to do the stunts and acting. And I remember she didn't want Sana Lathan to play the lead in Love and Basketball. Could you imagine Love and Basketball without Sana Lathan? I can't. I don't know if you can. But she said that she grew up as a basketball player, and so she didn't even want to disrespect the craft by having an actor play a basketball player and not do it right. So she took Sana through the ringer to make sure that her basketball skills were top tier so that nobody who played basketball would feel kind of insulted because this actor was trying to pretend to be able to play. But GINA gets in. I love GINA. I love what she does, and she's just amazing. Another female storyteller that I love is none other than Miss Shonda Rhimes or Shonda Land. Like, Shonda be doing it. I remember when Shonda came out with the first master class, I had about 10 people who said, you need to go and buy this masterclass. You need to go and purchase it, because they were so excited and they knew that I like to write. So when I was doing the masterclass, that's when I decided to go and binge Grey's Anatomy. Yes, I was not with everybody who started Grey's Anatomy so many years ago. I binged Grey's Anatomy back in 2015, and it's just been, Shonda with the music as well has always just been top tier. The music drops, the beat drops, you get, involved in the scenes. And what I love about Shonda is she was able to mix the personal storyline with the professional storyline so well, and to have the kind of longevity that Shonda Land has with producing Bridgerton, producing How to Get Away with Murder, producing Scandal. Like, it's just hit after hit after hit. But what I love that I think I relate to Shonda with is the fact that she is also very business minded while also being creatively minded. I think the reason she has so many hits is because she doesn't only solely rest on, this is my creative craft and this is what I like to do, so I'm just gonna do it. Like, those are the people who just stick with indie. But if you want to be commercial, if you want to sell, and you want to impact the masses, you have to think with that business brain. And I think that's what Shonda does, because I remember she was saying she had an idea and it was supposed to be an army show. And they said, well, the networks are looking for a medical show. So she said, you know what I did? I wrote a medical show. So she took the essence of what she wanted those characters to walk out and just changed the setting from army to medical. Business, you got to be business minded, and that's what I love about Shonda. This girl is about her business. As you can see, she's built Shonda Land and she's lasted for years and years and years. Come on, she has it together. My next female storyteller that I love, Ava DuVernay. Ava DuVernay is one of my favorites because she does documentary, and as you guys know, or you may not know, but my first film was a documentary. So I love the fact that she started out with documentaries, then she went into narrative work like Queen Sugar, and the documentary 5 was just so good. And then she did another documentary. It's like the documentary and / story. His name is slipping me now, but I'm gonna put it on the screen so that you guys know, or maybe even show a clip. But that was so good, and the music in that was even good with the beat drop. Like, as you guys can see, I love music and beats drop. But the reason I love Ava DuVernay is because there's always a strong message that she wants to get to her audience. It's not just about telling you a story, which is good, but the fact that there's a message that she wants you to understand and she wants you to walk away with. And that's something that I've always wanted to do and try to do. When people come and watch my shows, it's not only about, oh, that was a very entertaining story, but every play that I wrote, it was about, for Sarah's wedding, self-esteem, having confidence in yourself, believing in yourself. Star, it was going after your dreams. Keeping Up with the Bougies, it was about authenticity. It was about family and being there for family. So it's always a message that I want to get through to my audience, but telling it in a creative way. And I think Ava does such an amazing job by doing that. So she is definitely one of my favorites. The next 5, this is number 5. We are already on number 5. So I feel like I'm saying her name wrong. Please forgive me if I ever make it, or when I make it and you see an old video of me pronouncing her. I think it's NKECHI CARROLL, but she is the creator of All American Homecoming, and she is the showrunner of All American. And your girl loves you some All American. I don't know if you guys watch All American, but All American be my jam. Daniel Ezra, it be my jam. So I just love everything about NKECHI. I've watched several interviews with her. She's also a believer, and she just wants to be able to tell stories, and she has created this world where she has spin-offs of the world she created. And so I just love how she involves the characters. I love how she gets committed with those characters, because I'm the same way in terms of, I will see somebody and I will be inspired and say that I want to do a show about you. And that's what happened with All American Homecoming. Jeffrey, who was supposed to just be a guest on like 2 episodes of All American, ended up filling so many seasons after that on All American, and now has her own show centered around her, which is All American Homecoming. And it's because NKECHI saw something in her and said, there's more out of this girl. So, Jeffrey always talks about how she's like, wow, like I didn't see this coming. This wasn't something that I just, even planned, because I was coming for 2 days on set, and here I got a whole show. And so being able to provide opportunities like that, man, like that's a dream of mine. Like on an international scale, I really want to do it. So those are my top 5. There is Mara Brock AKIL, there is GINA Prince BYTHEWOOD, there is Shonda, Ava DuVernay, and NKECHI CARROLL. But I got a bonus for you. I know I told you 5, but I got a bonus for you. And my bonus is Issa Rae. Who don't love Issa? The reason why I love Issa is because I am trying to track that Issa Rae path. We put Easy Love on YouTube. Issa Rae put Awkward Black Girl on YouTube. A few years later, she had Insecure on HBO. Whatever streaming platform, if it Netflix, Hulu, HBO, let me know. Like we want to get there, but I love ISSA's path because ISSA's path shows us that are people like me who are living here in the Bahamas that it's possible. It's possible to have that timeline that you can go and it's a little unconventional and you knock down industry doors because the world has expressed that they love your work. So those are my favorite female filmmakers. If you have some favorite female filmmakers, let me know in the show notes below who are your favorites and let's get in a dialogue. But I can't wait to see you next week. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys later.